The Japan International Cooperation Agency (JICA) assists and supports partner countries in the field of official development assistance. In coordination with the Japanese Embassy in Cairo, the Ministry of Youth and Sports held a meeting with a delegation from JICA to discuss means of bilateral cooperation mainly within Ethiopia.
First of all, JICA is one of the Japanese entities that relates to the function or the service that Japan work on in Egypt as a close relation with the Egyptian government that serves the voluntary service dimension, and we had discussed the way of more cooperation in the coming year, or actually this year to start on, having volunteers from Japan in our youth centers, or what applicable to the criteria and the way of working in the volunteer system in JICA. And as well, we knew more about the fields that JICA works with. For example, we knew today that there is a way of training for the youth staff at the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and this is so much important from our side to enhance the capabilities of youth leaders at the Ministry of Youth, as we mean simply the future of the Ministry of Youth. As well, we discussed the dimension of the special needs, how we can work together either through the JICA or the entities that can serve these dimensions in cooperation and in link with Japan Embassy in Cairo.
The Japanese Embassy in Cairo, JICA, and the Egyptian government can in hand to implement projects in so many fields, like sports and education. They also can do a lot to small projects in particular.
We introduced different grants or different corporations that we, as the Japanese government, give. One of them is JICA. It's an agency that sends volunteers, Japanese volunteers, in different fields, among which can be many fields that would interest the ministry here. We were more interested on sending volunteers to Japan, which is in the meantime is not a program available, but we will be positively considering it in the future, I hope. As for the other grants that we give as the Japanese Embassy, or as the government of Japan, the biggest of which, or that can deal with the ministry here, is loans, or yen loans, given to different governmental ministries here in Egypt.
In order to achieve successful cooperation, Japan must first know quite well about Egypt and Egyptian. The Ministry of Youth and Sports has a big role to play here.
Japan needs more to know about Egypt, to get more in its culture, to get more in its NGOs. I mean, if we talk about youth centers as NGOs. And as non-governmental social organization, this is another sector that works under the Ministry of Social Solidarity, we can have more cultural program to get to know each other more. Japan as people in Japan, and the Egyptian people as well, they need to know each other more. It's not only one side giving. A few days ago, the Japanese Prime Minister's wife was in Cairo. She visited Cairo University and she met with the students of the Department of the Japanese Language. The students expressed their fascination of Japan. They also promised to present Egypt to the Japanese and present Japan to the Egyptian people. It's the youth who can only build bridges between cultures and between peoples. The event of today reveals that people in both Japan and Egypt are quite aware of this fact. Abir Shusha, Nile TV International.